Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. This is part two. If you didn't see part one, there is a free link right there in the description box. You can pop onto that and then bounce back over here once you've seen part one, because otherwise you might be lost in this one. So you're going to want to watch the other part of this. So as we move forward, let me just say we didn't finish up with them, whoever them is. And so, with that in mind, we've got to take a look at where their situation was taking them, how they were looking at things. We saw that Virgo was in a kind of a mindset of like they're dedicated to being really transparent, really honest with themselves, with others. Anything that Virgo wants to say, needs to say, they are very determined to be able to go ahead and be honest with themselves and others. Meanwhile, this other character seems to want to be honest and transparent with Virgo about something that they didn't say in the past. So let's go back over to them right now and we'll just take a look there. Tell me about them. We have a 3 of Wands and we have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so for them, we keep seeing that they too want to lay down all these burdens, and they had heavy burdens that we saw in part one. We saw all kinds of disappointments, we saw grief, we saw somewhere in here we've got a 4 of Pentacles, we had a 5 of Pentacles. There was some heavy energies. So we see them being determined to set their course differently as they move forward into the future because they don't want to have missed opportunities. It's basically the exact same energy that we saw from Virgo as well, but Virgo wasn't necessarily saying it in regards to this person. Virgo was more or less saying, I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to in life moving forward for myself. I want to take great actions. I'm going to not bother with things that, once I've said everything that I needed to say, express myself truthfully and honestly, and if I'm still not getting something back for my expression, then I can let this go. I'll stop thinking about it and I'll move myself along. Virgo had the Wheel of Fortune, very much, all about moving forward. Okay, so with this person, though, this individual who is wanting to be transparent with Virgo as well. They came across with a tower that is sideways. They're sharing that energy with Virgo of trying to do things differently, laying their cards on the table. They held back their emotions at some point in time. We actually have the Queen of Cups. So this person, that could be a masculine or a feminine, but they seem to want to move forward with emotion. Gosh, 6 of Pentacles, and give. They want to give their energy, give their emotions equally back and forth to Virgo. This is somebody that is completely, I would just say that they're completely ready to be connected to Virgo in a most honest of ways. They hid an awful lot in the past, right? They hid how they really felt about Virgo. They hid whatever it was. They locked up their heart. We saw that with the Lover's card. We saw that they didn't offer what their emotions really were, and they've been extremely dismal without Virgo all this time and hiding that part as well. What is it that is prompting this character to unlock their heart, to go ahead and come forward, to start to say the things that they needed to say to Virgo? The Chariot in the reverse. Now, Virgo and this person shared the energy of the Chariot sideways back in part one. And I'm thinking that with the Chariot in the reverse at this point in time, they can't move on from Virgo. They can't get over Virgo. That how do you get over the thing that you never said that you really wanted? That's such a missed opportunity. We have Justice and we have the 3 of Cups. This person can't get over the way they treated Virgo, the way they were unfair with Virgo. Not telling Virgo how they felt about Virgo was massively unfair. And whatever this is, tell me about the 3 of Cups. I don't know why they wouldn't have just said, Virgo, I love you. I want to be with you. God, 5 of Pentacles. They know that they left Virgo out in the cold, but they left themselves out in the cold as well. We saw them possibly having not chosen relationship because they wanted success from the masses at some point in time. So maybe they chose career over romance, but they didn't tell Virgo how they felt about Virgo. Virgo's not hung up on this person is the interesting part. They're the ones hung up on Virgo in this story. But they feel like they left Virgo out in the cold. They feel that way. the moon, and they left Virgo with no explanations and feeling completely just. So I think that they ghosted with no explanation. Okay, character, why did you do that? Why, if you don't want to move towards somebody, that's fine. But they're saying they did it on purpose to be mean. That's weird. 5 of Swords. And then with this King of Swords, why did you decide Virgo deserved to be ignored like that? Knowing that you would hurt Virgo's feelings, why did you feel like that was a good thing to do? 8 of Swords and the Strength card. Something about they felt like Virgo was stronger than they were. This is almost somebody who got mad at Virgo for Virgo's strength. They felt foolish for what they were doing. They felt embarrassed of themselves for the fact that they needed to choose success instead. And Virgo, maybe they thought was stronger than they were. Like, this is a really powerful person, this Leo energy on the Strength card. And this is specifically the power of love, the power of like holding on to a relationship and giving it all you got. And they felt stuck in their own mentality. And they felt like, in this case, somebody's sitting here in a donkey suit. So they felt pretty foolish, especially comparing themselves to Virgo. Virgo was somebody who's like, they're a fighter. They would fight for love. They would give the best of themselves. This is how they viewed Virgo, and it pissed them off because they weren't that person. I think it was a comparison. I think it made them feel embarrassed, or maybe they felt like Virgo pointed out, like, what is going on with you? Why are you so stuck? I don't know. This feels like they intentionally had a fight with Virgo. Something Virgo said made them mad. Tell me about them being a King of Swords. It's a Griffin. And maybe Virgo called them out for not being like transparent or being confusing. We have a 10 of Cups and we have the Page of Swords sideways. There's something here where I almost think Virgo, without meaning to, either Virgo called them out for being somebody that wasn't going to take a step forward in romance, was stuck, was maybe afraid of love, and that pissed them off because on one hand it was spot on, but they're saying, yeah, but Virgo didn't know the whole facts. I mean, I really loved Virgo. So then they got mad at Virgo because they wanted to go ahead and insist that they're not fearful. They're making a good decision. Now Virgo's pissed him off because Virgo's said, are you stuck? Why don't you have the courage to choose love? And that pissed him off. So they decided to go silent because they're saying Virgo didn't know the whole story. Yeah, but why not communicate it then, right? I don't like this person. I'm not going to lie. I don't like them. This feels like somebody who punishes instead of communicates. This feels like, if you get pissed because there's all kinds of lack of transparency, what is another person supposed to think? And that's the whole point. They know that Virgo didn't know, but they still got mad that Virgo said something based off of whatever information they did have access to. And they knew Virgo didn't have the whole story, but instead of telling the whole story, they just punished with silence. That's my argument for why I don't like this character, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's take a look. Universe, you want to weigh in on this person's behavior? By the way, we'll call them the King of Swords now. The universe says, oh no, this should have ended. 10 of Swords. This person there's something here where this was a hot mess. 8 of Wands. This came to it would have been more painful to keep this thing going. It was better that this came to a close. It was better that somebody moved on, only to discover that they can't move on. This is exactly how it should have gone. If they got all bent out of shape, they ended things with Virgo and said that they were going to move on from this, then they discovered that they're unable to do so. This was more like, yeah, they needed to be without Virgo to understand maybe the way they handled things and to be able to reflect and say, I walked away from the love of my life. I walked away from somebody who was so loving, somebody who was so warm, somebody who was so kind. They keep seeing Virgo as that Queen of Cups. They know that this was somebody who tried to love them. They know Virgo tried to love them, and they can't move on from that because this is the person they most wanted. But they're the ones in this storyline. I'm sorry, this is very, like one-sided, but they seem to have been the villain in this storyline. They pushed away a good thing. I don't know why they did it. They just did. They were mad at themselves. They were mad at Virgo. They were mad that they weren't going to be transparent. Now they've got those regrets. And the universe is like, yeah, they should have, stayed away from Virgo. Go ahead, say you're moving on. But that's when you will realize it's like this person had to not have Virgo in their life before they could understand that they are the cause of this, that they did Virgo wrong. They know that they did. We saw the Justice card already. So they know that they are the ones who decided. What is it that you had to do, character? I don't get it. We keep seeing them with the Chariot, like they're not moving forward. We keep seeing them stuck. We keep seeing them, though, needing like maybe an ego boost. Ace of Swords. That's about truth. It's about clarity. It's also about cutting things out. Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. I almost think that Virgo, they looked at Virgo as somebody that was in their mind like better than themselves. So then they had to go and get as good as Virgo. They had to go make like people, proud of them or desiring of them, or they had to gain a following. Like, I don't know, Virgo had some kind of following, or they perceived Virgo did. And then they had to basically be as good as Virgo. So they were in competition with Virgo at the same time. Like they decided that in order to be in league with Virgo, it would take them time. And that's maybe why they're pissed off, saying, what do you mean? It's not that I'm not picking love. It's that I have to go be somebody like you are in order to match with you. And now here you are insulting me, saying I'm not going to choose love. That's what I'm trying to do. But they wouldn't tell Virgo. This is all ego based. Okay, so, oh goodness. All right, universe, what's the big message as far as things are right now? Any way you slice it, this person has Virgo on the brain, right? We've got that Queen of Pentacles. They've had Virgo on their mind for a long time, but them acting like this, I think for a minute when they got mad, they decided they were going to walk away from Virgo. All this seems like they did a punishment thing because they were so upset. Virgo is still, they're like everything to this person. Virgo is the hottest. Virgo is the sexiest. Virgo is the one that they want. Virgo is the most loving. Virgo is all of these things to this individual. And that's the stuff that they wouldn't tell Virgo. So it was their own ego basically that smashed and crashed this down. I think this person felt like they were less than Virgo, but they wanted Virgo. So then they wanted to kind of turn their attention not to the relationship, but toward making themselves, somebody that they themselves could think highly of. But in doing that, ignored the connection with Virgo. Virgo asked them, what the heck's going on? Why are you afraid of love? They got pissed over that and decided to punish Virgo with silence and told themselves they're just going to move on from Virgo because Virgo's mean. But it turns out that's not true. And they know that. And the longer they've stayed away from Virgo, the more it's been so obvious. Man, this person has got so much pride and ego. They demolished this connection and punished and walked away and all this stuff. All because they felt like Virgo didn't understand them and had insulted them. It's somebody who had a very fragile ego. That's what we've described in this. So at this point, what are you doing, character? What are you doing? The World. So they're ready to be transparent. They're ready to come through. They want to like communicate to Virgo and let Virgo like see them as they are. Their eyes have been opened. The World card, I mean, that's like next year. That's coming up real soon here. So they're hoping for a new cycle. They're hoping to change things. They're hoping to explain and understand why they actually walked away and make Virgo see it the way they did it and why they did it. Let's have universe kind of weigh in on overall this situation between these two. What's the outcome? Crazily enough, it's a Six of Cups, which is soulmates, and it is the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Virgo might actually really be able to understand why this person did all of it, why they behaved this way, where their ego came into play, all of this, because this is somebody who is comprehending, like, I know what it feels like when you don't feel good enough in yourself. But maybe Virgo is able to say, I share that same, I walk away from stuff that I don't feel good enough for and have to go back and, work on my own like personal empowerment. I know what that feels like. We're peas in a pod when it comes to that. There's a real potential for these characters to really comprehend why they each behaved the way they did, or for Virgo to straight up like hear it and understand it. Virgo does have boundaries up. I don't know if they want anything to do with this character from here on out, but to be able to understand it for sure. To say, well, we have more in common than you'd think. We have the Magician upright, though. This actually looks like maybe Virgo has actually really wanted this person to come back into their life and perhaps be able to express exactly all of this. Did Virgo have some hint of what this was all about? Why this person, bounced then? Lovers in the reverse, Queen of Cups upright. Now, Virgo thought this person just didn't really want them. Virgo admitted, like, I was in love with them. They just weren't in love with me. That's what Virgo has thought of all of this. So I don't know that Virgo thinks that this person loves them. Are they going to convince Virgo of the truth? Because this person has been in love with Virgo all this time. 5 of Wands is sideways. It's going to be a hard sell. Virgo is perhaps just going to be able to say, yeah, I get it. I know. I've done that too. I've, been upset with somebody because it was my ego that wrecked something. I get that. But no, I don't believe that you love me. So the betrayal is huge still for Virgo. If they're going to try to convince Virgo that they actually love Virgo, which this person did and does, and they think highly of Virgo as well, it's going to be a lot of work probably they'd have to put in for Virgo to give them a new opportunity, because that betrayal, the way, just because Virgo can comprehend it doesn't necessarily mean that the betrayal is gone. This feels really mean. It feels really hurtful, even though we can understand why this person didn't have good control of their own ego. And, it's like, it's an understandable situation. It's just, I don't know, Virgo is kind of saying that I've become happier, found my happiness off here on my own. Why would I want to give a second chance to somebody who already left me and caused me grief? And no, I don't believe that you love me. I just think that, I understand why you did what you did, but I don't know. We've got this Ace of Swords. There's some kind of truth in all of this that is going to still have to come to light. There's a lot of conversation, and it's one of two things. Either this person's not going to give up and they're going to keep trying to get Virgo to give them another opportunity. This King of Swords is either not going to give up and they're going to come to the conclusion it's going to take a lot of time to win this Virgo back, but either it's worth it. Yeah, they can't expect to do it fast. It's either going to be that it's worth it and they're going to keep trying no matter how long it takes. And this hall says kind of no matter how long it takes, they're going to go ahead and keep coming around and keep trying to win Virgo back. Well, that is very different than what I thought the storyline was going to reveal. Good luck to this person. I hope that over time, there can be whatever the right outcome is for these two. I hope that that's what happens. So whatever that may be. But thank you guys for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Take care. Bye.